Kurt, friend? How's it going, buddy?
Okay, I thought it might be scores. Okay, that's
No,
great.
this is the real deal, Kurt, that you're getting here, my friend.
Oh man, the one that's in the playoffs?
Yeah, man, I'm in the playoffs, friend. How was you excited for the pro playoffs there, friend?
Oh yeah, I'm really excited. One-time ZHL starter, now demoted, but that's okay.
Dude, friend, you're so good. You're gonna do great in whatever leagues you play in. You know
Oh,
that.
thanks. The bowling league especially. Okay, so are we live?
We should be live. I'm trying to adjust. Oh my lord, I'm trying to adjust the audio settings really quick on the fly here. But other than that, yeah, we're totally live.
My mic up. So
Okay.
hopefully it sounds a little better.
Okay, that'll be good. That'll be good. Okay, everyone's telling you to speak up,
Okay.
friend.
Maybe I'll shout. I actually have a sore throat, so I don't know if I can.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You don't have to strain yourself, friend.
Okay, well, I mean, I do it for the community.
Do it for the community. All right, friend.
Okay.
That's good.
All right, so it's mostly for the YouTube because we only have 9 people here, but they're 9 very important people.
Very important.
Okay. All right, just responded to TK in game because we were like close friends. All right, so whenever you're ready, we'll start the whole thing Kyle style.
I'm totally ready, man. You go.
All right. Okay. I know we kind of started, but I'll actually restart it for us. So, one of the original Big 3 skaters and ZHL record holder, today's guest is none other than Kurt. Hey, Kurt.
How's it
A
going?
perennial talent and showman, Kurt manages to be a star player as well as a fan favorite. It's true. His personalized Zealot is a testament to his skill and a generous contributor to the community. Kurt has a larger-than-life personality, and he backs it up with his play. Glad to have you here, friend.
That's a little flattering, but I will take every compliment I can get at this, ripe old age of 63 that I am in Zealot hockey, apparently.
I thought you were 58.
That was last season. This season, I'm apparently 63, according to my team. You know, you age really fast in these games, so, I mean, I've aged. I'm really old.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they really want you to be louder. Let me see if I can boost you a little bit.
Okay. How does it sound now? Any better?
Oh, you sound great to me, but,
Thanks.
you know, that's good. Let's see if I can boost you a little bit more. Audio. Let me see. Desktop boost. Try talking now.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello, Peter Delay, great friends, and a better igloo.
that's like 5 times. So that might be really loud, but that'll be a good starting point.
Yeah, it's great.
We'll see. It'll give them 20 seconds to catch up, friend. Some great quality stuff here, isn't it?
It's a good start, technical prowess.
This is why we don't use Skype sometimes, friends.
Okay, well, we could try TeamSpeak.
Nah,
if
we're already
TeamSpeak's
doing this.
dangerous. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the sound levels, and yours are pretty equal with mine. In
We're
terms
equals? Wow,
in
that's
terms
the
of
first.
the sound levels and barriers. So yeah,
Okay.
I think it'll be good. I think.
All right.
I don't know.
We'll try it.
They're saying it's all right. What do you mean it's all right, Ranch? You got to give me a good
Peter
number.
says it's better. Peter says
Okay.
it's better. We're
Okay.
good. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get to the tough questions.
Okay.
So you're very open in the community, and you're active and you talk a lot. So we know about your romantic life, your truck, and your work at Target. Are you the same in your day-to-day life, or do you have a separate identity when you log on to Zealot Hockey?
I mean, really, my casting persona is probably more to my real life personality than my actual playing persona. I gotta say, as a caster, you really do have to wear 2 hats. You have to have a caster hat, which is like your nice and professional one, and then when you're playing, it's a little bit more BM oriented, and you're more towards really being competitive and stuff. I really think that my casting personality suits my real life personality a lot better. Of course, I've met with Country Ken before, so you can ask him on that one. I'm sure he'd probably agree with you.
Yeah, that would be a great 3rd episode.
That'd be fun, man.
Yeah. So, continuing more about yourself, you're like one of a kind. There's no denying that. But in the past, Statsuk, who went by Scores before, changed his name to Kurt and impersonated you a bit. Did you feel flattered, annoyed, or were you indifferent about it all and didn't really notice it?
I mean, man, that's going way back.
Yeah.
That I was really more flattered than anything. You know, anybody imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery, really. And just it, you know, having somebody that like adores you that much to take your name and try to pretend like they're you, is I mean, it's really nice. You know, it makes you feel good. I think there was a clan for a while that was named after me too. We've had clans named after Maha and Reimer and I think Ken had one a while. So it's happened before, but yeah, that was pretty flattering, I gotta say.
Yeah, you're pretty special.
I don't know about that. I'm just a normal guy living in Texas.
Yeah, well, between casting, creating videos, and posting on the forums, playing, and everything else that you do, how has ZH impacted your daily life? I know for me personally, it's really time consuming to be able to cast, and you have to put time aside. How does it affect you?
I mean, yeah, you hit it right on the nose. It's really time consuming, but I mean, it's a really fun hobby to have. I really do enjoy it. It just, I mean, it is kind of consuming at times. And well, you can't really ask her anymore now that I'm single. But my previous girlfriend really didn't enjoy the time that I put into Zealot hockey. But I mean, it's a great hobby to have. I love it a lot. I mean, hell, I've even I just had a job interview where I talked about Zealot hockey for about good 10 minutes. While I was doing the interview, I was talking about like the website maintenance, the league structure, and like everything all down to the Pro League, to the European League. We had like 150 signups this season, stuff like that, and just I was talking to him about how like play-by-play announcing really has helped improve my public speaking skills, and he definitely agreed. I got the job, so obviously it worked. So, so it actually did work.
Yes,
But
you
yeah,
heard it here first. Playing Zealot hockey will get you jobs.
it's a
Or
fact.
maybe he knew you because you're so good.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? He's an old guy. He didn't even know what Twitch was, so I had to explain that to him.
Oh,
But
boy.
yeah, no, it's fun. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. I'm really excited, and I love being a part of this community.
Does that mean you don't work at Target anymore?
I do not work at Target anymore. They
Ah.
actually called me and a couple weeks ago, and I told them that I'm really sorry, but I had to take a job at the school because I wanted something closer to my major. And yeah, so they totally understood. But don't worry, I'll go back there, and maybe I'll work there next summer. Who knows?
Okay, well that's good because our Targets in Canada actually went out of business, so
Yeah, I know.
I need to go to Target and see you there. It's part of the ZH meetup dream.
I heard they did not do very good in Canada.
No, they didn't. So let's talk more about casting for a sec. Oh, I gotta mute my Skype thing for a sec. Okay. There. Okay. So talking more about casting. After Kyle set the standard for commentary, you really ran with it, doing the whole play-by-play as you talked about in your interview. You've worked with many different co-casters. Who was your favorite person to cast with?
My absolute favorite person to co-cast with. I mean, obviously, when you got like a regular caster casting with you, they kind of understand the timing a lot better than other people. But sometimes, just like, you know, when you're looking for a good co-caster, you're looking for somebody that's really exciting, or if they just have really good analysis, one of the two. If they're kind of dry, they can get kind of boring. To be honest, Reim, as great as you are, I gotta say that Country Ken is easily my favorite person to co-cast with me. He's just so exciting, and every little minute detail, it just sounds like the person just won, you know, the NHL Cup or the Super Bowl. Like, every single goal just sounds so monumental coming from his voice, and you just can't match his enthusiasm. Let me see if I was gonna name another one. I mean, more analytical people would be like Zach Smack. Zach Smack's been coming up lately, and he could totally do play-by-play easily if he had the hardware to do it. But just his analysis of everything is so spot on, and that makes him really exciting to listen to. He just doesn't seem to have the which not many people do, is the excitement that Ken has. So it's tough. It's tough that you kind of have to pick and choose what type of co-cast you're going for. But yeah, those my most favorite one would be Country Ken, easily.
We want you back, Ken. Please,
We do.
come back.
We do.
He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so starting today, you could only cast or play. What would you choose and why?
Oh man, have to pick between the two.
Yeah.
Actually, earlier this season, I kind of was talking to some of the other league managers, and I thought about it. I've actually thought about this question before, and I would pick casting any day. I would pick casting over playing. When you play the game, you're only playing a really small part of it. You're just one of 150 guys trying to make their name and make their team better. But when you really cast, that's really just what people don't really realize this, but the fact that we actually have casted every single game since season 2 has really just made ZHL explode. I mean, it's really what's harbored our growth so well, and it's made us grow as a community, and it's really just grown everything. So easily, I would pick casting any day over playing. So I mean, I don't care. I would pick casting easily, just because it's really more about the community than it is about myself, and that's why I'd pick casting.
Yeah, that's impressive. A follow-up would be, what's harder? Casting, I know you cast for like, is it like 5 hours in a row or something?
Yeah, I've done that before.
That's mental. Would you, is that harder, casting for 5 hours and trying to stop Proster scoring?
Actually, stopping Proster from scoring, not many people really want to hear this, but it's really not as hard as you really think. Great offensive forwards. I mean, you probably know this, Reim, but once you start fearing them, that's the only way that they win. Yeah. I mean, that happened through both me and Maha at the early on in our careers, where when goalies feared us more than our actual skill was, they would just boost out of the way and make it that much easier for us. So when you just stop fearing them, they just stop becoming that great of offensive firepowers. But I don't know. I mean, casting for 5 hours isn't an easy chore at all. It's time consuming. It gets really hot in your room because your computer's just chugging away. Yeah. Casting for 5 hours straight, way harder.
Yeah, it's also hard to keep up the enthusiasm. I know.
It's tough.
I casted with Zach, and it was okay because it was just a one-off game, right? And then because usually I just try to cast like every once in a while because I don't know, it's a chore kind of at times depending on who's playing, right? And I don't know, I was casting with Tom, and I wasn't feeling too well and just wasn't feeling it, so
it's tough.
Casting's tough. Yeah,
it's tough to keep up the enthusiasm, but when you get those really special games that go into overtime, or they're just they're tied at 1-1 or 0 apiece, or my favorite ones, and those are just the best, especially now that we have playoffs and it's just infinite OT. Oh man, I just cannot wait for some of the great games we're going to be having for the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. Continuing on that note, with how casting's evolved and how the broadcast has evolved. In season 4, I think it was Professor X that found a way to add the highlights to the game.
That's her.
That was really cool and awesome that she was able to do that. Is there any talks on future improvements to the broadcast for next season, and what should we expect in the future?
Well, first off, I just want to say like how awesome it is to have Professor X. Like, everyone loves her. Like, especially all the broadcasters, we really do appreciate everything she does. You think that our job is hard, of sitting here for 5 hours casting. It's way more of a pain to go afterwards and splice together everything to get a nice clean video, and then to upload it onto YouTube afterwards. She does a great job, and I just want to really thank her from the bottom of my heart for making all of our jobs that much easier as casters. We couldn't do it without her. Now, as for improvements to the broadcasts, I think some of the things that we've talked about in the past is to get more graphical representation on players. So we kind of tried it a little bit earlier by using Blitzer's rating cards that he had earlier in the season, which is fine and all, but having subjective numbers on there isn't really that helpful. I think in the future, what we kind of want to make would be like just to have the actual player stats on the cards. But the problem is, if you're going to do that week in and week out, you have to have somebody constantly updating them and then exporting it into an image, then the image has to get placed onto the person who's casting. So it's kind of a pain. I'm sure we could figure out some
What
sort of
about
program. But
not to cut you off, but
yeah,
what if
go
you
for it.
just used last season's stats?
We
Um,
could go. We've thought about doing career stats.
okay.
For playoffs, I'm sure it would be way easier to just use this regular season stats because it's a one-time deal, and they
Yeah.
just give the cards to everyone. But it's just so tough because not only, especially it's so tough during the regular season because you have everybody rotating in and out. You have different players all the time. It's just a really tough thing to maintain and keep on top of. As much as we'd love to do it, it's just it's tough. It really is. Until we think of a better way to do it, it's going to be a while before we can get to that.
Yeah. Going back to what you said about Blitzerg, I asked Maha the same question, how he felt about tier lists. I know that I'm guilty of it too. Gorilla and I used to make, for season 1, we made a mock draft,
Mhm.
and where we predicted people, like we predicted like you first and all of that. But we kept it private because obviously if you can't see every single person play, so you don't see their in-houses, you don't see their all their probe games, you don't see all their regular games. So unless you see someone play consistently, if you see one game and they have an off game or something, you're just gonna write them off, right?
Mhm.
So how do you feel public things like what Blitz did was I think awards are great, but what Blitz did, like a ranking, do you think that is good or bad for the community?
No, dude, I totally agree with Blitz. I loved it. It was a great list.
Hmm.
I could totally disagree with pretty much every single
Yeah.
player's individual stats, but I think, I really got to commend him for doing what he did. Because it's just tough to get a good gauge on that mass number of players. We had 150 signups this season, so it's tough to get a gauge on everyone who's playing and to figure out who really is the top one. Um, but it's really up to the viewer and whoever's reading it to really actually believe or just kind of trust the rankings that you're seeing. That's just it's not really on the list maker as much as people want to BM the list maker. It's
Yeah.
just his opinions. That's all it is. If you're going to rank anybody in any terms, it's going to be subjective no matter what.
Hmm.
There's so many different variables that it comes down to. Synergy. some players play better with others. There's just, hell, with the season, was it season 2, Yetis had Eric, Zach Smack, and Rush. And right now, this season, if you're talking about a team like that, you're talking about a great team.
Hmm.
They just didn't play very well together season 2. All of those guys now are easily in the top 20 in the league this season. But when they played together in a team, they just didn't play very well together. So synergy has a lot to do with it. It's just tough. It's just really tough to rank people. But I wouldn't discourage anybody from doing stuff like that in the future, because it's nice. It's nice to see it. It feeds the ego of some players. It hurts the
Yeah.
egos of
Yeah.
other. But honestly, I think it helps more because it hurts some players' ego, and they just want to go out and prove themselves even more, to prove that they're a better player than what people think they are.
Yeah, I was just salty. I wasn't even mentioned. I also like it's because I played like that one game season 2 like as a joke, and then season 3 I didn't play at all because I was downtown and didn't take my PC, so I couldn't
Mhm.
play. So most people don't even know who I am. It makes me really sad. But hopefully,
Okay,
Rhyme
Rhyme.
Time,
Rhyme
Rhyme
time.
Time,
It's
I
gonna bring you
become
back.
famous again.
It'll
Yeah.
bring you back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Pro League. Okay.
You were gone, but never forgotten, Rhyme.
Oh, thanks, friend. Okay, so let's talk some hockey now, like actually,
All right.
in depth. So that was a lisp. I was asked to ask you specifically about pants, uh, from season 1.
Oh my god.
How did that happen, and was that the worst draft pick ever?
Man, yeah, I gotta say that easily has to be the worst possible draft pick of all time. Easily. Pants at the second round draft pick is just horrible. Please, you know how potent that team could have been if Dirty knew what the hell he was doing and actually drafted somebody capable in the second round? Come on, dude. We would have been so, oh man, that would have been so good. I would probably would have been my best chance to win a championship ever. That would have been the season.
Somebody order a pizza with extra ripperoni.
Extra ripperoni. Yeah, I mean, Dirty came over from Star Battle. I mean, he did play a little bit of Zealot hockey for a while, but honestly, he just didn't want to put in the work. I mean, we've seen through multiple seasons bad owners make really good decisions. We've seen owners make really terrible decisions. That was, in that instance, a really terrible decision. Luckily, Dirty did rectify himself throughout that season. As much as I BM Dirty, he's a really great guy. I still play a couple games with him, and that was this moment of ignorance. But I mean, later on in the season, he ended up getting some good trades in to help our team out. We ended up going to
the finals. I think,
finals,
right?
yeah. We did go to the finals. We lost game 4, I believe, in that one. But still, we give them a good show.
Yeah, Maha's team that first season was really tough to beat.
I know
firsthand.
I really want to talk about that first season. Maha easily, you don't really understand. People don't understand because you'd think that now, looking at it now in retrospect, so easy. But Maha drafted Vapor and Peter with his 2nd and 3rd round draft picks, and then he ended up getting TK later in a trade, right?
Which was stupid.
It was a dumb trade. It was a dumb trade, but still, that draft though, everyone was just BMing the shit out of Maha. Like everyone was like, "Oh, I can't believe you picked Peter and Vapor, 2 pub stompers." You know, like they don't even play in houses. Like they're not even that good. Well, both of those guys. I mean, just talking about Maha, Vapor, and Peter. What a fucking loaded talent that was.
That's insane.
That on a team, yeah. And then especially when they started off really slow, I think they lost like first 6 or 5 games or something.
Yeah, we beat them twice. Because it was divisions, I think, and I was in the division with Gorilla, Maha, and me, and Gorilla's team was like the puppies. So we kind of got a free playoff ride and got wrecked on.
Yep.
Actually, prediction for you is every finals that Vapor's been in, he's gotten the MVP in the last game.
Really?
Yeah, I saw in game 4 first season, I think something like that. He got the crown, and then in the last one he was in, which was season 3, because season 2 Gur won. Season 3 he also had the crown. So if you guys make it to the finals, Vapor is Captain Clutch.
Well, hopefully I can rely on that.
Yeah, the dream. He's actually, I think Vapor is one of the hardest people to play against, because I don't know, it's he just found holes that I think he's probably one of the best players. I don't know, I just have a mental block.
No, he is. He is. No, easily. If I was gonna make a list, he'd easily be in the top 5 skaters to ever play.
Yeah, definitely probably the best Canadian skater, I think.
He's a great talent.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, by the way.
That's all right. No, that's all right. You go, man.
Okay. So let's talk about. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm talking over you. I'm sorry.
I was talking over you. Sorry. I said we're all friends here.
We are all friends. You're right. Let's see. I'm just checking the chat real quick.
Do you like the chat screen?
Oh, it's really cute. Yeah, I really like it. Covering the right side. We need to have something on the left side too. I was gonna put a giant target or your face. I don't know.
Let me see. I'll give you a picture of my face then.
Oh, that'd be great.
If you really want that.
I would love that. Thank you.
Okay.
For reasons.
Okay. There you go. There's a picture of me. Perfect. Okay. You'll see it in a little bit. Just keep talking.
Oh, yeah, I'll see it in a little bit. In the future, maybe we can use webcams, but I don't feel like just to see your live face. Okay, so back to where I wanted to go about hockey. The following season, season 2, you had the most recorded points and assists in ZHL history. Oh, there's your face. I see it now. Do any of them in particularly, do any of those goals or assists in particular stand out to you? Do you remember any of them? It was a while ago.
Well, that particular season, we scored 106 goals, which is a lot. I mean, we had a great, talented roster. Me and PD just caught fire throughout the season. To be honest, when you look at the records, a lot of them can easily be broken, but my points record is going to be a tough one. No record is unbreakable, obviously, but just the overall 69 points, I think, is going to be really tough, especially my assists record, which is 34. Both of those are going to be really tough to break, and if I ever find anybody that can totally break both of those, then hats off to them because they're fucking phenomenal. Any of them particularly stand out? Okay, I think the first one. So I have a really slow start to seasons. Typically, what actually I do in the beginning half of seasons is because teams don't really gel that well for the first couple of games, is I actually play defense because a lot of people don't really know this to me, but I'm actually a really good defender, but so I don't really put a lot of offensive pressure, and so typically I don't score my first goal of the season until like game 3 or 4, and then I start getting into the rhythm. The first one was in that season it was my first goal that I scored. It was coming down to the end of a period. I think we were against the Tigers, which was Irish and Kayo and Drops. I think maybe.
Good team. That's a great team.
I can't remember. It might have been something like that. But anyways, Peter ended up getting through a pile and he launched it over to me with like 2 seconds left, and I was way out. And instead of just one-timering it like on the normal, near post, I meted it on the back shoulder, and I meted a one-timer. It was my first goal of the season, and that's from that point on. Like we just didn't look back, because the first game we scored 2 points. I think the second game we scored like 4, and that was like game 3, and we just caught fire. And then we were starting to score like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or more points every game, and then we ended up scoring 106 by the final game.
Easy money. Did you stop at 69 like as a joke? Or?
Actually, you know what? I was only 2 points above Peter. Peter scored 67 points that season. I had 69, and I was really happy. Actually, because if I would have gotten 70, I actually would have been kind of pissed. Like, it was really so close, fitting that it ended at 69. I am actually kind of happy that it did end up that. It was not intentional, no. But I was actually really happy that I ended up with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you could 69 with Peter. That's really great. I'm jealous.
It was a great season. It really was.
Yeah. So going back even further, way back when, you were one of the first people invited to play in those in-house games. Mm-hmm. How did the private lobby start? How did the whole group, the Zealot hockey group, and how did all that formulate?
Okay. So basically, it started in the Star Strikers group. I think it started in Star Strikers before it moved to Star Battle. Which, for everyone that doesn't know, Star Battle is a Starcraft arcade MOBA game with like battle cruisers and stuff like that. And they have a big community too. They actually have like way more than us. Well, they don't. Their community isn't as big. They do big tournaments and stuff like that. They used to, anyways. But it kind of was on the decline. But Star Strikers was definitely where it mostly started, because both Leroy and Reputed were they had played Star Strikers a ton. Yeah. And all it was just Leroy was like, "Hey guys, I'm working on this new game. Do you need testers?" I mean, I love being a tester. I really do love being a tester. I beta tested my friend's app games that he's worked on in the past, and it was it's a lot of fun. It really is. And then when you're working on a map like that, you always look for beta testers that are really eager. And they love hearing people's responses and stuff. And I was like, it's a hockey game? I was like, hell yeah. Any sports game I'm totally down for. Yeah. So, any sports game, it doesn't matter. Ultimate Frisbee, Extreme Dodgeball, Star Strikers, Hover. Zealot Hockey, Hover, Push Football. Like, any game that's sports related, I'm totally down. I love sports. So, like, once I heard it was hockey, I was in. And from that first lobby, I was totally hooked. Everyone was. That one night we tested, we literally played until about, I want to say like 6 or 5 a.m. the first night, from like 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. We just played straight. It was so much fun. It was so different from Star Strikers, because Star Strikers is, custom abilities, and it's all really about like matchups. And it's not, there is skill, there is individual skill, but it's really mostly about the matchups, because some players have more push power, some players have different abilities, it's all players have different abilities, so it's really more about matchups. But with Zealot Hockey, it's just straight up skill. It's really all it is. It really just comes down to, are you a better skater than the person in front of you? And that's what I really loved about it, and that's what was great about it. It was simplistic, simple, easy to understand and learn, and it was just straight up skill based. So everyone just fell in love with it, and we just started playing. We started just testing new features for Leroy pretty much on a nightly basis. So honestly, before the Zealot Hockey group was even made, we started doing in-houses in the Star Strikers group. And then Wildfire came along from the Star Battle community.
Yeah.
And that's what really changed us. Wildfire, as much BM as he gets, he really helped us out a shit ton.
For sure.
He really laid the foundation for everything we have, and administration, the website, the Twitch.
Didn't you two pay for the web hosting?
Yeah, we pay for the
Out of
web
pocket?
hosting. Yeah, we put some money into the PayPal account, which we still have. We don't really run fundraisers for it because we still have, I think, like $40. It only costs like $14 a year to keep the domain name. So, but when that time comes, we'll do it. But yeah, Wildfire really started up the community. He created the Zealot Hockey group, and he just started doing in-houses. And then once we got North America on its feet and running, he then went over to Europe and made sure that they got an in-house scene, because Europe actually had a bigger pub scene than us. They just didn't have any structure. And I'm still kind of trying to do that now. But as much BM as everyone has given Wildfire in the past, he's a great guy. And I'm really thankful for everything that he's done to help us out and get us on the right footing early.
You know, because Wildfire is like the huge pioneer about the whole, with everything related to Zealot hockey. He actually, because I did the graphics for some logos and stuff season 1. And he came to me and he was like, do you want to work on some shirts or hat designs or something? And I never ended up actually doing it. But do you actually see the day where you'd be wearing a Zealot hockey shirt, casting in your Zealot hockey house or the mansion that Zealot hockey fans paid for?
Definitely not. We're never gonna get to that level, but I would love to get some T-shirts, to be honest.
That'd be cool.
Anybody knows like a company or something, and, like it maybe works for like a graphics design place that does T-shirts. I mean, yeah, hit me up and I'll run some designs your way, and hell yeah, we'll get on that. I'd like to do that. I mean, there's plenty of smaller websites that have like smaller things that still have their own shops. So I mean, I don't see why it would be that ridiculous for us to get our own like Zealot hockey shop and like merchandise and apparel.
Yeah, and we
Wouldn't
have
be that
$40
crazy
in the bank.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Going back to the my voice. Going back to the in-houses. When I first heard about them, because I was in pubs while all this was going on. Did you think that they promoted exclusivity against public players? And what I'm trying to say is, do you think that hosting in-houses in a way stunts the growth of the community?
Well, I mean, it's tough. Really, to be honest, there's always a cycle with these arcade groups from what I've seen in the past. I mean, I saw this on Brood War, but I really saw it in Star Strikers, where like late on in their life cycle, I think after like 3 years that they started, they really just started to become this in-house only scene. Only exclusively elites would play. They wouldn't bother with pub players. It was really an elitist mentality. I haven't seen that so much yet. I mean, there's some people that do BM and they're like, oh yeah, it's so elitist, but I mean, to be honest, it's nothing compared to what Strikers has. Even now, they still refuse to. Some people still refuse to. They just say, oh, these guys suck, I'm not going to play pubs. But we haven't gotten to that point. I really think it's inevitable. I don't think there's a way to completely push it off and to make it sure it never happens. I think it's just an inevitable life cycle of how arcade games work in StarCraft. So I mean, but by that point, we'd be moving on to the next game when StarCraft 3 comes out and we get Zealot hockey going for that, or whatever the next game is. I mean, this is a community. We move and we migrate, we move on. But I think it's just inevitable. I really don't think that in-house only games promote exclusivity. But I mean, because to be honest, there's just some players that really just can't skate with some of the better players. It's just unfair. Not only to the player themselves, that because they're getting beat on, they are going to learn, but it's really just unfair to the players that are with them. You know, it's just you know, everyone has to approve their rankings. I mean, hell, I didn't play in-houses for Strikers for a while, even though I was beating up on pubs, and it took me about my first 50 games. I think after my 50th game, I finally started getting in-houses and crushing on pros. I really I latch on to games really quickly, personally. I just don't. I reach my ceiling really quickly, basically. So I latch on to games real quick, and then I reach my ceiling, and then that's it. I'm done. But yeah, no. I think it's just inevitable.
Yeah. Well, going back to what you said about your ceiling, well, you were one of the best, if not the best, when the game first came out, and now, um, the talent, the meta for the entire game has the skill needed to compete has really shot up,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the whole all the spins and all of the things and all the things the kids do these days. um, I asked Maha this, and I'll ask you it too. You're also a long time player, and you're also still relevant. I actually had to take time off because I couldn't compete anymore because the metas, people driving on me. It was just you couldn't save it unless you had good defenders, and so I thought, okay, I'll take some time off and just not play it. But you've continued to play through every single season of ZHL, and you're still one of the better players in the league. So, how did you maintain your skill and improve with time?
I, I mean, I honestly, I disagree with you. From season 2, I've kind of gone down production. This is my worst season, statistically speaking. I mean, there's plenty of other reasons, but to be honest, I do feel it. I'm really not as powerful as I used to be. It's just a skill gap. Well, it's not a skill gap. It's just everyone's gotten so much better. I really attribute it to Pro League. Pro League Season 2 was easily the best thing that could have happened in Zealot Hockey League because it's made people get so much better in such a quicker time frame because there's no way you can replicate the pressure that you feel during league games. You just can't. So it really has just made everyone better. It's not that I've gotten worse. It's just everyone's gotten better around me, which is a great thing to see. I gotta really just agree with that. It's a great thing to see all these up and comers. Just always, there's always somebody new that's coming along and getting great. I really love it. It's a great thing that we have going, and I really do enjoy it. But I mean, how do I stay relevant? I guess if like any up and comers are watching this, for the 10 people watching this, who knows? Once we upload it, maybe there'll be more.
Maybe.
You can't say I'm gonna do things one way. You really just can't. There's no one way to do anything in this game. There's so many different positions, so many different metas that you can always play. If you say I'm only gonna be an offensive player and I'm only gonna shoot this one shot, there's so many different players that I've seen that have had that mentality, and they just never become what they really can become because they refuse to play anything else. So I guess the best way to stay relevant is to just play all positions. I can play all positions. I can even play goalie. I'm actually not that bad at goalie when I want to be. But yeah, no, I can play all positions. I can play offense, support, defender, goalie. Whatever my team needs me to do is what I'm going to do in order to win. So that's the best way to stay relevant, is just play all positions and don't get discouraged whenever you're benched, or don't get discouraged whenever they're like, oh, we need you to play defense this game. Take it as a badge of honor, because if you have the best defense in the game and they don't score any points, you're going to win. You have the hardest job. Or if you're an offensive player, you have the hardest job, because if you don't score any points, you are going to lose.
Rip.
If you're support, then you have the hardest job because you have to worry about both defense and offense. And if you don't have both of those at a good enough ratio, then you're gonna lose. If you're goalie, you let it all in, you have the hardest job. I mean, everyone has the hardest job.
Yeah.
Just gotta work together as a team.
Yeah, you lose. You hear that? You heard it here first. Kurt's bad. So since you're so bad, we'll talk about videos now. When you made Wreckham Skates, that was a really creative. Yeah. Old back old there. When you made Wreckham Skates, it was a really creative twist to how everyone makes montages and highlight reels, and you and Navy really hyped that up. So how did you guys come up with that idea to make Wreckham Skates?
I'm pretty sure it was my idea to begin with. Me and Provi had talked for a while about wanting to do a video together, and I was just like wondering what could really be like a really fun video to do. And we just thought I was starting to think about like skit ideas and stuff like that, and I can't remember what it was, but like, oh yeah, I was like on YouTube one day, and I ended up seeing one of those it's like Djibouti dubs or whatever, where they dub over like the ShamWow things. And I was like, that would be so hilarious to have like something like that themed in Zealot hockey fashion. Like, I was like, that would be the funniest thing in the world. and me and Provi started talking about it. I ended up writing the script, and he got his lines done. I did my lines done, and that was right when I was starting to do video editing, and I edited the video, and it really went smoothly. We actually had a follow-up video to go with it, but we had to rely on Reputed to do some in-game editing for us. But
that's not gonna happen.
Never
Unless
happened.
You pay him.
It was me and Provi still quote some of the lines because it was a pretty funny video. But I don't know. Maybe we'll finish it one of these days. But yeah, no, it was really fun. It was just a really fun project. Me and Provi have tried to work on other things in the past, but life has gotten in the way, and we just haven't found the time or the ideas we just haven't been able to get it done.
So that's basically was gonna answer my follow-up was, do you have any other plans to continue video content?
Man,
do you have anything else in store for us?
I really wanted to finish that other one because it was kind of like a secret, but
oh boy,
if we ever do finish it, it really was funny. I honestly thought it was funnier than Reim Skates, but if we ever do finish it, it'll be a work of art.
I bet Kappa. Okay. So let's talk about what we've seen on the forum that you basically pay for, which is really nice of you. I was while I was researching for the interview, by researching I mean taking like 10 minutes. I was looking at your post history on the forums, and I noticed you volunteered to be NA EU ambassador. If you saw the recent thread about the EU players trying to figure out which type of league they want to run, and then I think it might have been Rush that made the first comment saying that. And anyways,
yeah,
it spiraled into a slap fight, and how important is the relationship between the two servers, between NA and EU?
Dude, it's huge. It really is. I mean, we have players that play in both of the leagues. I mean, sure, they're gonna be off server, but they're still a part of the league. So anytime you're making a decision for league management and direction, you have to take into account players on the other server. I mean, that's how we've always treated it for the Zealot Hockey League, and I hope they treat that way for their league. And obviously, we're separate entities. We'll never be, one person rules over both servers. It never should be that way, but it's really huge that we just work together. I mean, we're just all one. We're all a bunch of fish in one big ass pond. So we just really have to work together and keep everything going. I mean, the worst thing that the reason why I really signed up for that, I guess, job is because I really don't want to see them repeat a lot of the same mistakes that we've made in the past, because we've already learned from them, and we really want to help save them the time to not have to repeat those mistakes. Now they're already repeating those mistakes, and some could say that some of their mistakes are even worse than what we made. But that's just how league goes, how it's working. They have a completely different culture than us. They're much more bigger into clans, so obviously our league structure isn't going to translate perfectly well to them. But I'm just really trying to give them some guidance on structure. They didn't really have as much structure as I'd hoped. They don't really have like a big rule book like we do. Especially this season in ZHL, we've really cracked down on the rules. And we've really made sure that the rules are easy to understand and they flow well, and that whenever a rule is broken or something like that, or like somebody has a question about can this be done, you can easily cite one line from the rule book, bam, there you go.
Yeah.
We've reworded it to where you can do that. And so I really hope Europe's able to get it all together and to make whatever league that they wish they want to. One of the problems, though, is that even EU is kind of at war with itself on what type of league they want. It's not just
classic Europe.
Yeah, come on. No, I have a lot of great friends over there, and there are a lot of really great people, and they just need a little help getting their league structure together. It's tough. It really is. Wildfire season 1, he took a huge leap going with the ZHL when he made it and made the rule book, and he really hit a lot of points on the head. But it's tough. It really is just a really hard thing to do, to get all these people together, because it's pretty much just like it's like herding up a bunch of cats, really, and trying to get them to go in one direction. You just can't do it. I just want to help them out a little bit.
Well, speaking of rules, you were one of the few outspoken people that were supporting the Char Braxis mega trade that
Mhm.
saw Crush and Tom move in exchange for Pro League players.
Mhm. That's
Do you
correct.
think the community overreacted to all of this?
I mean, community. I mean, I wouldn't say they overreacted. I mean, all trades since season one have been really outspoken. Everyone's been against them or for them, and it's really trades have always been the easiest way to have a lot of turmoil boil up, and that's not even just for ZHL. That's in real life. I mean, when LaShawn McCoy for any of the NFL fans out there.
Wasn't he an Eagle?
Yeah, he was an Eagle. He was
Yeah.
one of the best running backs in the league, and he got traded away for a second-year linebacker that just came off of ACL surgery.
Rip.
So, like, you'd think that's so fucking dumb. Why would you trade the best running back in the league for something like that? You know, the Eagles, Chip Kelly's just tanking the Eagles for better draft picks. He just wants to get another person from Oregon. There's so many excuses that are thrown out there, but I mean, that's how trades work. You think you get one team thinks they're getting value, the other team thinks they're getting value. That's just how it works. I mean, the league, the way it's structured is if we have owners that don't give a shit, then we have big problems. And that is why at the beginning of the season, we spend so much time talking about every single owner and going over each of them and just making sure that we have the perfect owners lined up. If anything, I think the transfer of ownership rule is really the one that kind of boiled up here as the biggest issue. I really don't think trades are that much of an issue, but even if you say they are, not many people had any other ways to go around it other than having pretty much like an arbitrator rule over the top of them, which you really can't do that because players' value is subjective. I mean, it's completely subjective, and there's no way that you can have one person rule over it and be like, oh, this is a good trade, this is a bad trade. It's just a dumb idea. I mean, I personally I believe in the trade structure. I mean, you should be able to trade whoever you want for whoever they want. That's just how a market works. That's just the way that I think it is. I mean, if you think that trades shouldn't happen and you can ban them, then by all means go for it. That's totally a way that we could rule the league if you really want it to be that way. I don't like that style. I really don't. I like giving owners options to make their team better, but unless you have a better solution, there's no way. Nobody gave a good solution to like keep trades, but to also not pass that trade. Therefore, all trades are good. And just the same way that I support that Towncrier trade, the same way I support that Bulbasaur for Shadow Blades trade, I support both of them. I mean, obviously, I think some owners make dumb decisions, but that's my personal opinion. But that's not really relevant because all owners should be allowed to make whatever trades they want. That's just the way I think the league needs to be run. But I mean, I really wasn't that surprised at the big outspoken nature against it because to be honest, we had more people that were more outspoken when Anglefire traded away the 3rd overall pick Vapor for 2 unknowns in Eric and Rush, which then their team tanked to 7th seed after like the 2nd week, which was super dumb. That was just, I don't know, that's just how trades work. Everyone gets upset about them. That's just how trades work. There's no way around that.
Yeah. I know before the free agency draft, I was telling TK and I was telling Rennie about we should tank for Maha. I mean, Rennie's on a different team, but we were both talking about how it would have been a great idea. And TK didn't listen to me, but Rennie did. And then they ended up getting crazy, and it worked out really well for them. But I don't think you can blame anybody for wanting to do what's best for their team.
I mean, there's some integrity to that. I mean, I just don't respect anybody that intentionally tanks for a better spot. That's just my personal opinion. I really just don't respect you at all. I personally, God, I was asked to tank. And like hell, I'm going to tank, so I got benched for it. Gurr said that was what happened to him, but I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
Rennie Malone is being called out. Uh-oh, here we go.
No, I mean, he just said that Gurr said the same thing that happened to me, happened to him.
It's possible.
Where he got asked to be where he got asked to tank, and he said no, and so he got benched. I don't know. these are all speculations. You never know. I just
Yeah.
don't respect anybody that intentionally tanks. That's my personal opinion. I mean, sure, you're helping your team get better in the process, but you're also losing games in the process. Now, in certain seasons, if we picked better owners from the beginning, then it would be it'd be an even race. So dropping games would make it harder.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that the trade deadline needs to be moved before the halfway point in the season, and the free
I
agent
agree.
draft needs to be maybe a little bit later in the season. I think the trade deadline for sure needs to be before the free agent draft, like for sure, because free agents shouldn't be traded. But that's a big discussion. I could talk for hours on that one.
Okay, well, we can try. I think okay. One of my solutions, I posted this like a million times and said it a million times during all the big old outcry. I thought trades usually go 1-for-1 or something like that, or in the past they did, where you get say burn to memory for a rasp or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that also discourages trading because an owner isn't going to want to gamble giving up one of their first 3 picks for somebody else because you don't know how that's going to play out. And it's not like their season continues or a player reaches their prime because it's a video game. My thought was that if the free agency draft was your spot was tradable. I don't know if it is, if it isn't.
No, you can't. It's written in the rules. You can't trade draft picks of any drafts.
Because I think if that was tradable,
Mm-hmm.
then you would be able to say, okay, Maha's value is a good player and a first-round draft pick. But let's say you could get away with giving away maybe your second or your third pick, your third pick in the original draft. So let's say you had a team with some depth, or maybe you don't. I don't know. But you give up a good player, not your first overall pick, and then you give up your first pick in the free agency draft in case there's someone that they. 1 second. You can talk about that, and I'll jump right back. And you can fill me in. But how do you think about trading picks?
I think trading picks could be in there. I think the reason why we didn't do it in the first place was just because we felt that it would complicate the draft process and make it longer than it needed to be. We haven't visited that avenue, but honestly, I think it should be allowed. I mean, it's just the same thing as trading players. Another reason that we didn't do it was because we felt that it would imbalance the league too much with bad owners trading away picks. But I mean, we've seen that owners can trade away their players anyways later in the season. So I don't see why we shouldn't add tradable draft picks on both the free agent draft or the regular draft. But it's pretty careful territory because once we do the draft, there's no going back. But I'd be willing to look into it. I'd totally be for it personally, but I'd have to get with everybody else to see how they felt about it.
Yeah, it would be cool. Okay. More of we're gonna steer in a different direction now. Professor X started the community map, letting players show where they live. You've already met Country Ken. Are there any other players you would like to meet?
Oh,
and
man.
who?
Oh man. Yeah, I really think it's a cool project. Just by the way, it's really cool. And then there's a lot of people obviously trolling on it because that's just how this community is. But for all the people that are legit and sincere, I think it's really cool. The most person, I mean, meeting with Ken was cool as hell. Let me tell you, dude. He got me like 5 beers, and we went to like this. We went to this like piano bar where like these 2 guys took like requests and they'd play like piano songs like duet style. Like, it was fucking sweet as hell.
Oh, it sounds like a nice date.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, I had my ex-girlfriend there at the time, which was cool. But no, it was still a special moment. It was really cool. It was cool. Let me see. I'd love to meet Provi Seals in Texas. I mean, in Florida, easily. But also, I'd be willing to give Canada a shot again. So you know, I've been to Canada twice.
Okay, where?
It was just right across on the Great Lakes. It was like on one of the islands on the Great Lakes, and it was terrible because all the water there like wasn't like actual like water. It was like rainwater runoff, and it was just horrible. It was the worst thing in the world. I hated it. It was terrible. Basically, I never want to go back. But actually, I would be willing to give Canada a shot if I went to one of the big cities.
Toronto,
so
Montreal.
what city do you live in? I can't remember.
I live in Toronto. So does Vapor, Gorilla, Fable.
Oh yeah.
reputed. He goes to university a little out of Toronto,
Hmm.
but he usually lives in Toronto. Droplets, big Taylor Swift fan, but he's Canadian.
Hmm.
Um, I know Crazy Man.
Hmm.
He's a weirdo from Montreal. French Canadians. Just
Yeah,
um,
but
no, yeah.
yeah, no, no.
No, I was gonna
Okay.
say that in school, we were told about how the Montreal people in Montreal wanted to like build a Great Wall and be their own
Do
country.
they really want to do that? Like, be their own country?
Well, I was like, my memory is a little bit not what it used to be, but
Hmm.
apparently that was something that was gonna happen. So,
Oh.
but we're still friends.
Hmm. Oh, that's great. No, I'd love to go to Canada and meet you and Gur. That'd be fun. Um, who else? Who else? Oh, I'd love to go to. I can't remember where did Dark live, but I'd go to Dark, hang out with him. I'd get a beer with him easily. And Taro for
Yeah,
sure. Out in
yeah.
California, I'd go and
Doctor.
visit him easily. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, California is really nice. I've been there
I've
to
never
visit.
actually been to California, so
Oh,
if I ever do
that's
go, I'll totally try to find him.
no, that's I like that idea. I'll go with you. Let's just hunt down different Zealot hockey players, make them
It'd be
continue.
great. It'd be a fun road trip. It would be.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Um. Okay. So on the forums, you were talking about putting together Starcraft 2 Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk more about that? What was your vision? What charities were you thinking about?
Well, basically, the vision of StarCraft 2 Olympics was it was an idea that we actually ran with in Brood War. We actually did. They had a bunch of sports maps in Brood War. They had hockey, soccer, tennis, basketball, and football. And we basically played all five of those maps in tournament style, where you would sign up a team of three, I think it was, yeah, a team of three, and you would play all of those maps against everyone. And we had like a tournament for each of them, each of those maps, and then you'd win like gold, silver, or bronze depending on what place you came in.
Hmm.
You know, I just essentially just wanted to do that too, because I mean I love all the sports maps, and I think it'd really just help out. You know, every single map, just to get hype, because maybe they just never played it before, they never heard about it. I think when I started talking about Hover, and like nobody even heard about it, but it's a great game. It's really fun to play. I
I
think
agree. Yeah.
it would just show everybody how much fun, how much more there is than just Zealot hockey. It's easy to just have tunnel vision and just look, oh, Zealot hockey is the only thing I need, but you know, it's fun to play other games too. It really is, and it just kind of give some knowledge to everyone else. Um, I think I've kind of backed away from doing the tournament for each game idea. I really just think that that would cause too much time and
Yeah. Another
issues,
five
and then
hours.
plus, you know, I would imagine that, you know, Star Strikers teams would sign up just to play Star Strikers, and then they wouldn't play any other games. Zealot hockey same way, and then any
Yeah.
of the other games, you know, you'd get to the point to where like certain games like nobody would show up for and play that tournament. So I think the easiest way to do it would to just have like best of three matchups between the teams, and then game 1 and 2 are picked by their team, and then if it goes to a game 3, then it's just a randomized game that wasn't played before. So each time a game is picked, you can't play that game for the rest of the best of three matchup. And then once the finals comes, and it'd be a best of five, and they'd end up playing 5 different sports maps against each other. So I think that would be probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
You know, as far as charity goes, I think charity would just really just, you know, make it the icing on the cake type thing, because when you start talking about charity, then it's way easier to get sponsors and stuff like that. You know, Blizzard
Two
or anybody
cows.
else. Yeah, Two Cows, Doritos,
Doritos.
Locos, Mountain Dew Code Red, Home Depot, Cravings Pizza, Target,
Target.
all of
Yeah.
our great
Oh, yeah,
sponsors.
yeah, yeah. Great. All
Um,
great. Of course.
but you know, once you start doing the charity thing, I think that's really just what kind of puts the icing on the cake and makes it a really event that you're kind of proud of. Because I think I did one charity stream where we did Swarm of Hearts, and it was a really fun thing to do.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then, you know, it'd be a great thing to put on a resume.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna well, and great for interviews as we learned.
Yeah, yeah, it would be.
Okay, well, we're closing in on an hour, so I'll try to wrap it up now.
All right.
In my interview with Maha, the written one, he picked your opponent in your first round, Char, to be the favorite against you. Can you share, or if you don't want to, it's cool. Can you share your strategy for taking on such a deep roster team? You can't just say we'll take them west, because now they have Crush in net too. So What are your thoughts and expectations going into the playoffs?
Don't want to talk about strategy, because
Of course, yeah.
that's a secret. But it's gonna be a tough matchup. They're a really talented team, and it's just it's a tough team to play. They have a lot of really talented skaters on both servers, so we're just gonna have to see who's the deepest and who really wants it the most. We've seen in the past before where it's not always the not necessarily the most skilled team that wins. It's just the team that plays better on those given days and really wants it the most. So it's gonna be
Shots
a tough
at
dogfight.
Gorilla again.
It's gonna be a tough dogfight
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you heard it here first. Shots at Gorilla that he just got lucky season 2.
Wait, what?
What? What? Who said
Friend.
that? Friend, please.
Dude, I've lost 2 game 5s back to back in playoffs. So like, please, I don't want
Please,
another
friend.
one.
Kurt, please. You're having the worst season of your life. Please, just step it up. It's in the playoffs. All you got to do is win like 15 games and you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, sure.
Or like 9. I don't even know if it's a best of 5, I think.
Yeah, no big deal. It's best of 5.
Just so all you got to do is win like 9 games. You're good.
Yeah.
Easy
peasy.
Easy peasy. So thanks for coming on today, Kurt. It was really cool to try to do it live. We'll look into feedback. And we'll take some chat questions after this. But it's always great talking to you, friends. Before we take chat questions and sign off, do you have any words to say to your fans or shout out to your sponsors?
Shout out to my sponsors. I mean, I guess I'll, Cravings Pizza. I don't even know what Cravings Pizza is, but I really want to thank them. Mountain Dew Code Red is delicious, and anybody that doesn't enjoy it is really just missing out. Because honestly, it's one of my favorite sodas. It really is. That
That's
and
fantastic.
A&W cream soda. I love both of them. They're delicious.
The root beer floats too.
Oh yeah. The cream soda is the best. I love cream soda. So yeah, we'll thank our sponsors. Fans, if I have any fans out there, just thanks for listening to me, I guess, on all the streams. I mean, really, I do this not for myself. I do this for, the community of Zealot Hockey. On any of my casts and streams, it's really what I do. I do some personal work now. I started casting some Star Strikers tournaments, which those were fun. So if you follow me on there, then cool. If not, I totally understand. But just keep being nice in the community. Keep contributing, and I love all you guys.
Oh, how sweet. You can find his YouTube content under Kurt_58 for some great good old Core Hall War Pigs memories and your ice bucket challenge, I think, too.
Yeah, my ice bucket challenge is on there. Once
Yeah.
pig, always pig. Core Hall.
Forever. Okay, well, I don't know. We'll wait a minute or two for chat to see if they can catch up and ask something. If not, I guess we'll close it out.
Yeah, chat questions, friends.
Please, chat. Please, someone.
Twitch. Yeah, give me some nice chat questions. I'd love questions.
We would love some questions. My dog will not shut the fuck up.
What type of dog do you have?
She's a little Bichon. Like little. If you look up BITCH, you'll find a great picture of her.
PITCH.
Alright.
You're quite a character, Reim. You're quite a character.
Oh, thank you. Here's a Google search of. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to post links. Okay, we got some basketball questions for you.
There you go.
And hockey. You're a big sports fan. So why don't you take this?
Okay. That's a man. As much as cute as that dog is, I gotta say I really hate dogs with long, fluffy fur. It's just like it gets in their fur and everything, and it's all dirty, and you gotta like brush it out. It's a pain in the ass.
It is. That's why we just take her to a groomer. Ripperoni.
Okay. Okay. Warrior or Cavs? Wow. Both. I mean, they both pretty much basically swept their teams. I know the Warriors went to 5 games. Curry is great. It's basically going to come down to Curry and LeBron, essentially. I mean, they're obviously not going to be matched up on each other, but who can make more plays for their teams? I really just think the Cavs are just too deep of a team. I feel like everything just revolves too much on the Warriors. And when the Heat went up against OK City, and pretty much all they had was Durant. It was pretty easy to shut down. It's easier to shut down one person than it is to to shut down an entire team. So I'm gonna pick Cavs, and if I was gonna pick the game number, honestly, I think it's gonna go to Game 6. I think you're gonna go 4-2 on the series.
Okay, let's see if it plays out. How about NHL Ducks or Blackhawks in the Battle of the Birds?
Oh man, I feel like I'm not qualified to talk about NHL because I really haven't made many games. I haven't really watched many games. For some reason, my cable doesn't get NBC. I don't know why, which they pretty much do all the NHL games, and so I haven't really gotten to watch any games. I'm gonna go with just Ducks. You know, I just feel them. They've been good in the past, and I feel like they're gonna bring it home.
You know, they used to be the Mighty Ducks, which was much better in my opinion.
Way better.
I love that. I love the cartoon too. Can you talk about Kyle and his contributions to the community?
Oh, Kyle, man, dude, you need to get Kyle in here. Oh yeah, I talked to Kyle about an interview, and he said he might be doing something like that. Who knows? You never know.
He's so talented. Yeah,
he is. So Kyle, what Kyle did for the NHL is just incredible. I mean, he came in, and we had absolutely no idea how to stream games. We really didn't. I mean, as great as Reimer and Gurr was for season 1 and everything else.
Shoutouts to
they were
doing shit all.
They were great. Dude, you guys did great for what we had, but he really just showed us how to be as professional as possible. For anybody that doesn't know, Kyle was a professional voice actor that used to cast games from season 2, and he was the league commissioner for season 2. And he was huge. He gave the league a ton of things. He created Probe League, and he gave some great ideas as to he was the first commissioner to do just a straight draft, and that was it. No crazy salary system in place. But really just his casting footprint is huge, and as great as me and Taro or Moose or anybody else ever get, we're never going to be as great and as professional as Kyle was. He's just so great, and it's just tough to match him. I mean, he's a professional voice actor. He does this for a living. It'll be hard to match that kind of quality. Kyle's a great guy. He's a great friend. I would love to meet him. Taro's met him in real life before, but
lucky.
Yeah,
did he get an autograph?
No. He didn't even get a picture. And it's like, wow, I got pictures with Ken. Like this picture of me down a beer was me right next to Ken.
Yeah, I know. You cropped up the second shoulder. Best part.
Yeah, no, it's Ken's the second best part. The best part was that Dos Equis. It was a really good beer. That was the most Mexican place in all of Seattle, by the way, and it was terrible. It wasn't even close. Because I'm from Texas, so I know a true Mexican cantina look, and that was not even close. But it was cool.
Shoutouts to Rush.
Okay. But yeah, Kyle was great to the community. He gave us he showed us how to be professional, and actually, for anybody that doesn't know, when Kyle first started out casting, I actually was probably one of the biggest person against that style of cast.
Oh yeah,
as funny as it was, as funny as that may sound, I honestly did not think that true play-by-play casting was ever going to catch on or ever do us any good. And I was so wrong, and I am so happy to been so wrong, because it really has helped. It's just helped everything. It's way more professional. It's way more fun for everyone to watch it this way. And I was so happy that I was completely wrong, and I have no shame in saying I was completely wrong, because I really thought that Gurr and Reimer cracking jokes through an entire cast of 18 minutes was way more entertaining to watch. But I was totally wrong.
Well, thanks, friend. It was okay. I was a bit salty, because I'm like, oh, wow, Kyle's taking my job. And then everyone was like, I want Kyle to cast. I'm like, fuck you, fucking guys. So I was like, okay, fine, Kyle cast. And then he did a fantastic job with everything he did. Jesus is saying that he was trying to watch the stream, but he was getting a blue screen. Maybe he was just really zoomed in and saw just the background, but
I don't know.
Oh, well, maybe he'll watch the VOD. Next question. You have the first pick in season 5 draft.
Oh my god.
Who do you pick? Peter thinks Watermelon Proster, Bulbasaur again.
Definitely not Bulbasaur.
Crush.
Definitely not Crush.
Rip.
Definitely not Big D. It obviously comes down to Watermelon Proster. You can build a team around either one of them. It really just depends on what style you want to play. To be honest, I think Watermelon's been playing way better than Proster this season. Proster, though, has been really changing his style, and I think that's going to be helping him a lot in the playoffs. Proster before was just nothing but an offensive talent. That's all he would play. And now that he's actually facilitating the puck more to other people and getting them involved, he's made his team better around him. So going in the playoffs, maybe he doesn't have to pull as much weight. We're going to see. But if I was really going to pick a team between either one of them, I'd go with Watermelon just because the intangible of him is greater than Proster. Watermelon is a great leader. He's proven that this season that he's easily the best owner. If he doesn't win best owner vote, then this is a fucking lie, because he easily has been the greatest owner this season by far.
Lots of coaching,
He is drafted well, he's traded well, and he has coached the living shit out of his team, and everyone is better because of it. He's made the community better by giving us pretty much 10 great players, and he's done everything that an owner has done and ever should. He's easily one of the best owners I've ever seen. And so just if I was gonna pick a pick, I'd go with Water just because of the intangibles that he has.
Season 5, are you gonna be an owner, do you think?
No. I will never be an owner. I'll just put this rumor to bed. I will never be an owner. I don't want to be an owner. I don't possess the skills to be an owner. I will never be an owner. I will, however, be league commissioner. If that day ever comes, then I will totally be league commissioner. I wouldn't sign up for it though, because I know that pretty much all league commissioners go crazy at some point and they leave forever, never to be seen from again. I don't want to sign up for that, but if I was put in the position, I totally would.
Okay. Well, that's sad to hear. Okay, last call for questions. My dog is. Oh my god. Heard it here first. Season 5 commissioner. Congratulations on your promotion.
Not gonna happen.
Okay.
If Dark forces me to do it. Only then.
I don't know. Being an owner is also tough too, because depending on your value and where you're estimated, like I can't be an owner because then I'll be drafted way earlier than I think I should be.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things with me too, is I'd probably be drafted as a first round pick, which I've definitely proven that I'm not this season. So, especially even when we expand to 10 teams, they'd probably still vote me as a season 1 owner, or a first round owner, which is just not where my value is. So I'd end up drafting someone anyways, and no, not gonna happen. Not gonna be an owner.
Sorry, everybody.
It's okay, my friends.
No team Kurt. Would you change? I would want to be an owner just to change the name of the Flyers to the Friends, like just legitimately just do the New Gettys Friends.
New Gettysburg Friends.
Yeah, that's it.
Man,
just have my logo.
Just a smiley face.
Yeah, I'd spend my first pick on you, second pick on you, third pick on Crush.
2 goalies, that'd be great in the first 4 rounds.
Oh yeah, that's a good choice.
That'd be great. All right. Any more questions for me, Reim?
Not for me. Just looking forward to next time, I guess. Would you like to be a guest host?
I'll be a guest host for you. I guess I'll run the stream for you, but you can take it. You do good. You do good in the main host chair. I wish you could stream, because you'd be a great streamer. Really,
I wish I could too. We have an internet plan when I'm at home, and my dad won't. Okay, we have Rogers in Canada, and my dad has the Rogers email that he uses for work and pretty much everything. And if we change our internet provider to someone better, he can't go into that internet anymore. I mean, his email, it gets deactivated. So. Damn. So, I mean, he has to really weigh his values of what's more important, the community or him.
What's the community or him? Oh, man, that's good. That's funny. All right.
Okay.
You have anything else?
It was great talking to you. I'm done. Well, best of luck in the playoffs. Hopefully, we're going to talk again before then. But it was awesome talking to you, catching up, talking about the good old days before things got so big and huge and you were famous. And yeah, I'm gonna go tell my dog to shut the fuck up. I'm losing my mind, but it was a pleasure. Oh wait, Peter said whoa. Maybe he's like whoa.
That's my audio. That's my audio blowing up.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, my audio just went blowing up. I just fixed